Today we are with Jeff Christian, founder and retirement planner with Armor Financial. Hi Jeff, it's good to be with you today.
Great to be with you, Kellyanne.
Jeff, for those of us who have raised kids, we know what planning for them looks like during the parenting stage in life. But as we look to retirement, it seems like a whole different ballgame. So what sort of things can we expect or should we plan for, or to know what to provide for as we plan to retire?
Well, certain things are key, Kellyanne. First and foremost is a constant, reliable source of income. Having a source of income that you can count on for your day-to-day needs. Then you're going to definitely need a source of money that's reliable, safe, easy to get to, accessible, if you will. I refer to that as bank-type assets. Now, it might not necessarily be money in a bank. It might be in a savings and loan. It might be in some type of a money market somewhere. It might be in an insurance company, but it's readily safe and available, easy to access. And then third, it's very important to be growing money for down the road. If we're doing that in a practical way, then at appropriate times we can harvest from that to replace the bank type assets that we've spent down, if you will.
Jeff, is there a balance that we can strike in our investment portfolio that will help us be able to plan effectively with our investments?
You know, Kellyanne, it may seem as if I go back to the same thing over and over again here, but it's not rocket science, it's just discipline. First and foremost, it's important to match the investment to the objective that you are pursuing. In other words, if income is important and what you're trying to achieve, make sure that you seek out and utilize quality income sources. If we're attempting to maintain assets for emergency purposes or opportunity, then we certainly want them to be accessible and reliable in a place like a bank or an insurance company that's stable. And then finally, if you're attempting to grow the money for down the road needs, as we all know that we'll have, it's important to utilize growth structured investments that match your risk level and your comfort level to achieve that purpose.
Jeff, I know this is something we don't really like to discuss, but we need to at times. In the event one spouse outlives another, so providing for a surviving spouse. As painful as it is, we need to have a contingency plan, don't we? What should we look for in doing that?
The important fundamentals to achieve success in that area of finance are to give it the appropriate time that it deserves. The more time that you give it, the better. The more honest you can be with each other, the greater the level for success will be. Quite often, one spouse or the other is the financial guru, if you will, for the family. They're the person who takes care of the finances. So it's important for, in our final days, to make sure that both spouses know what's going on. That's first and foremost. But you can't put too much time or energy into that form of planning.
Okay, lastly, Jeff, when we want to think of estate planning for our children and grandchildren, what can we do now to make sure that our heirs have all that they need in the future?
I think that one of the most important fundamentals that we can provide for our children, even if we need to continue to work with them as adults, is to develop independence in them, foster independence in them, and a desire to succeed. That's the most effective estate planning we can do. Outside of that, developing strategies to where we minimize the cost in transferring the assets, reducing court costs, reducing estate taxes and things of that nature. Then we want to develop a process that involves ease of transfer so our assets get to them as quickly as possible. And then finally, we want to make sure that we do it in such a way that it fosters harmony between our children.